Brian always gives you the look to make sure. You're good. You're good.
We're good?
Yep. This meeting is called to order in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Law, in accordance with Chapter 231 of the Public Laws of 1975. Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided. This meeting of February 17, 2026, was published in the Courier News and Star Ledger and placed on the borough's website and bulletin board at Borough Hall. A copy of this notice is available to the public, and a copy of this statement shall be included in the minutes of this meeting. Mayor Brian Gallagher.
Here.
Council members, Teresa Bonner is excused this evening. Andrew Conti.
Here.
Glenn Denny.
Here.
Randy Pitts is excused this evening. Gina Stravic.
Here.
And Roger Vroom.
Here. Please stand for the salute to the flag. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, departmental reports and notices typically are as listed, but I will go into them very briefly. Again, effective April 1, on or around April 1, garbage bags of solid waste are no longer allowed to be placed on the curb for pickup without being placed in appropriate garbage receptacle. We're actually going to have a quick demonstration on the types of cans that will be allowed. The borough is in the midst of a new bid for a garbage contract, and part of that new contract is that the hand carrying of garbage cans will no longer be allowed. It has to be in the proper receptacles now, so that the mechanized arm from the garbage truck can actually pick up the cans. So probably a good idea for us to start to push that out on social media as well, Kevin.
Yep.
Additionally, election district number 8 is moved from Lincoln Hose on Warren Street to the Somerville Civic Center, which is this location, 24 Robeson Street. And again, I think that's another one we can push out on social media as well. There is a revaluation order. The county Board of Taxation has created a revaluation order for the borough of Somerville, effective for the tax year 2029. So typically, that would be done during 28, Kevin, or is that done in 27?
I'm sorry, the activity will start in 28.
Okay, all right. As we get closer to that, we'll have much more information. This is typically something that is done every 10 years or so, depending on the valuation formulas that the county has, and the borough has achieved that level in our housing. So it's time that that is done. And then we've also received a letter from the planning board with a resolution recommending block 124.01 and block 130 lots as redevelopment area. That's the West End redevelopment area. That's the Granite's building and that area. More information to come from the planning board on that. Let's go into committee reports. Andrew.
Historic Advisory Committee meets this Thursday here, in case anybody wants to come and hang out with the Historic Advisory Committee and I. There are some updates as to what's going on around town for the 250th. I'm not going to attempt to say
Sesquicentennial.
Yeah, there you go. In specific, we're hoping to be able to put up flags all around town, including adorning the Borough Hall. That's a discussion I think I need to have with somebody else, not here. But we are also working with our branch of the library to work out how to put up for public viewing a limited edition print commissioned at the time of the bicentennial to show nostalgic views of Somerville's historic landmarks. In addition to that, we're going to have a list of resources, including books, videos, and online resources on the American Revolution in Somerville area, Middlebrook, technically, and it's been distributed to social studies curriculum supervisors at Immaculata and Somerville Public Schools for their use. There was an event on the 15th that has already passed, but on the 22nd, the Heritage Trail Association will again run its signature 5 Generals of Middlebrook bus tour. Tickets are available for purchase online, and there will be a bunch of people from the advisory committee or the historic advisory committee there. On the 14th at the Raritan Valley Community College, all day there will be a Middlebrook Symposium series organized by these last 4 years by a Somerville resident, Bob and Linda Barth, under the auspices of the Heritage Trail Association, and will be held virtually as well. For information on what that event will be like, you could visit the Heritage Trail Association. There are other events that are coming at the Wallace House, the 4th of July, reading of the Declaration of Independence at Immaculata, and a few other events that we're still working on the details. Mostly follow the county website because everything's being consolidated there if you want to know more. That's all I have on the Historic Advisory Committee.
Great. All right, thank you. Gina?
Yes, regarding the Board of Health, they will be meeting March 18th. All are welcome to attend at the Warren Street Health Office, Somerset County Health Office. I think the latest bulletin I saw was RSV and flu viruses are down, so hopefully no one's ill. I know it went around at Christmas. As far as the my position with the rescue squad as liaison, I have to report that they have answered 133 calls for the month of January. 63 as of February 13th. They are also, I've reported before, celebrating in 2 years their 100th anniversary. So in fact, the committee's meeting tonight on that. If there's any former squad members out there, or family members connected to the squad that has any memorabilia or history to share, I'm sure they'll be happy to receive that. And then the Rescue Squad Auxiliary is hosting a fundraiser for the squad for new equipment, and that is a pancake breakfast on March 7th. I hope to see you all there. It is from 8 to 10 at Applebee's. It's only $15, and that supports the event for the squad. So I will be waiting tables. So if you want to be served by me, I'm pretty good at it. Worked my way through college serving tables, and then I had 3 sons and waited tables. So at any rate, do come out and support the squad. And if you can't come, make a donation. There'll be some press coming out. So thank you.
Great. Thank you, Gina. Glenn?
Great. Thank you, Mayor. Environmental Commission met here last week, and a couple other save the dates. Seems like we have a very busy spring here in the borough coming up with a lot of great events, including the Earth Day cleanup and Green Fair, which will be on April 25th. More details to follow. Also, if you're interested in applying for a garden spot at the J. Scott Community Garden, that lottery for that will also be coming up soon. Excuse my voice. So keep an eye out for details for that on our social media. Also at the meeting, there was discussion of working on a ferry house trail, which hopefully will involve the different schools and other organizations in town and bring some interesting natural artwork to our parks, which would be great. Also, the commission talked about supporting the borough's community energy plan, as well as continuing the Petersbrook restoration. Our next meeting will be March 10th at 7 p.m. right here at the Civic Center. So please come out.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.
Roger?
I have nothing this evening.
All right, so then we can go right into our presentations. So first up, we have our Brownfield success stories, the ARC GIS story map. This is something that Mr. Driver had sent to me. It was a synopsis of a case study that showed good policy, good planning, as noted by the DEP. And we have with us tonight Ron Wienkowski from the DEP. And Ron has been our liaison since 2008. When he came on board, was kind of at the tail end of a lot of the planning that we were doing. And one of our goals was to make friends with the DEP. And you know, there's a lot of angst over the DEP. There's a lot of angst over state agencies. What I can tell you is over the course of many years, Ron, in particular Ron, and the DEP have been instrumental in helping the borough solve a lot of issues very creatively on the landfill. And they've stuck with us. It's been a long effort, but the results are very apparent as to what we have now. We've gained access to $28 million in hazardous discharge site remediation funding. That's money that we did not have to spend. That's essentially grant monies that we received. That's a lot of money. As Ron said before we started, it's a landfill in New Jersey, and it takes a lot of money to clean those up. But we've been making great strides. So I'm going to turn it over to Colin, and you can intro Ron, because I know he's got a lot of titles these days, or at least a lot of responsibilities.
Thanks, Mayor. Just briefly,
Turn on your,
okay.
yep.
You've taken half, or most of my thunder anyhow, but I've worked with Ron for 18 years, God. And we've worked through a lot, and we're really a brownfield development area which includes more than just the landfill. We're talking about this whole area here, stretching up to the New Jersey State area, the wetlands there, all the way down to the junction of South Bridge Street and 206. So Ron is our go-to guy, and he's also the guy that reviews all the environmental engineering plans and cost estimates, and if it doesn't get past Ron, we don't get the money. So we've been very fortunate, and I'm going to hand it to Ron now, and he can tell you how we became a success story, and then when he's finished, I've got 3 quick videos to show you so that you get an idea of the size of what we've been working on for the last 20 years. All yours.
Love being here. Last time I was probably in this spot was 2010. We were doing site walks to do the environmental investigations. So it is truly a success story. As you'll see, we have 3 that we've highlighted here in this, there you go, in our story map. So anyway, a little bit about me. So I've been with the department for almost 34 years. I've been in the Office of Brownfield Reuse for 19 of those years. And I became involved with this project in 2008, and then obviously became a BDA in fall 2009. So I've been involved for a very long time. So we had an hourly, and I think he went to Blaustein, and I think they use a different version of Story Map for school. So he was really aware of it, and then we had another employee, another hourly, who also knew Story Map. So they came to us with an idea like, hey, let's put our success stories in this interactive GIS tool that you can show before, after, a little information about our program. So we started it a while ago. We got busy with other things, and then my predecessor left, and I took over and realized that we needed to get this finished. So we made a mad dash towards the end of the year, and the commissioner loved it. He wanted to see it. So it was nice to end his tenure with him glowing over our success stories, and particularly the story map. So I don't want to take too much of your time, so I guess I'll just go through it real quick. It'll be a little hard here. Okay, it's not my computer. So so basically what it does is it highlights our main programs, and so we mentioned the Hazardous Discharge Site Remediation Fund. That's basically our grant that we give mainly municipalities, counties, and redevelopment agencies to do investigation and cleanup of contaminated sites that are brownfields. As the mayor said, we've probably given around $28 million for about 10, 11 sites within the BDA. This site, the transit sites, are part of the BDA. So again, this is very exciting to see something like that turn into this awesome complex of apartments and townhomes. I don't want to go over everything because it'll just take too long. So I want to just kind of tell you about what the brownfield development area is. So it's basically a collaborative partnership with municipalities that have neighborhoods that are impacted by multiple brownfields. And we have an application process, and part of the application process is strong public desire to want to do these redevelopments. And that's in the form of the steering committee, which is a big component of the brownfield development area. And they can be made up of city officials, property owners in the BDA. They could be members of a parish. It could be just anybody in the community that wants to show strong support for the redevelopment. So that's, so we try to foster community support for these projects. Ultimately, what happens to these BDAs is up to the municipality. But when we get everybody involved, and we had these steering committee meetings a lot back in the day. And, you see the fruits of that labor here. So I'm not going to go through all of this, but, this is a BDA, but it's also a landfill redevelopment, which is my specialty. This is Tony Finley. He wanted to be on here, so he's one of our BDA coordinators. He loves being, out, and front facing. The landfill redevelopment program is huge because that's what I've been working mainly on, and I had BDAs mainly with landfills in them, which, makes sense. So we're hoping to get this landfill redeveloped with solar, sooner rather than later. It's been a lot of hurdles between DEP, land use issues, BPU issues, and I think we're almost there. And the cool thing about the story map is that it shows you, this is just a landfill here, a before and after. So this is actually Anglesey Beach Colony landfill in North Wildwood. Yes, we put $1 million condos on landfills, but just an idea of what this tool can give you. So the main reason we're here is because we have 3 or 4 big BDAs that have had a lot of success, Somerville being one of them. Camden, you may have heard of the Camden Croc Center. That's a huge one for us. Perth Amboy is another one, the Thomas Mundy Park. And Palmyra just recently putting affordable housing and 2 huge warehouses on a former landfill and part of the Palmyra BDA. So with this, we wanted to highlight, and this might be part of the footage that, I don't know if you might show, but
Yeah, you're stealing part of my thunder.
I'll scroll right through that. But this just gives you an idea of what the sites look like. So this, I think, right here is part of the Richard Fuel Oil site.
Yep.
Lot 4, which is now there's nice apartments. So this is actually that's another success of the BDA. I'm not going to bore you with all the details, but I mean it was a landfill, and anything like a Richard Fuel Oil would have diesel fuel, gasoline, whatever kind of products.
Yeah, this is where the Soma apartments are now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is landfill. This is probably one of the site walks I mentioned when they started clearing to do investigation in the green seam, like the stream area between the 2 lobes of the landfill. I think that on the left is Mike Lambert. For all, if you remember him, Mayor from Geosyntec. And this is just some more pictures of what we did. It was clearing and grubbing.
That was all trees.
Yep. This is what the stream looked like back in 2009, 2010. That's Greg Giles, my geologist that was on the project a long time ago. Just more where the stream comes in of what it looked like. And this is, while it's getting reconstructed, that was a pretty lengthy process. We lined it. We brought in special topsoil to hold the plants for the green seam because you need very high carbon topsoil for that type of application. So it was a really great project. I mean, I think we gave about $12.5 million just to that green seam project alone, that remediation, because it costs a lot to clean a stream and gut it like that.
And if I'm not mistaken, the water that hits the Raritan River now is actually cleaner than the Raritan River.
Yes, probably. This kind of gives you just a quick map of the BDA. The green area is the green seam. The blue area, this is where we are. And over here.
Well, we're in the red
Oh,
area.
I'm sorry, in the red area, that's the wetlands.
Yep.
And then you can't see it, the little orange, that's the Richard's Fuel Oil lot where the Soma apartments are. So it gives you an idea. And hopefully we're going to finish the rest of the landfill with a different cap than we're used to. We actually got okay to use a geosynthetic cap on the top that has grass built into it. There's land use reasons why, all kinds of things. I don't want to get into that, but it's actually pretty innovative. So I look forward to getting done. And what else? So here's a nice little before and after of what it was. And you can see some of the apartments. I'm sorry, let's scroll down here. You can see where some of the our development here is. were standing, and the landfill before and after we did the green seam, even, it's not, the rest, this part and this part aren't even properly closed, but it looks way better than it did. This is the green seam area that we closed and capped right here. But it was a great project, and look forward to, getting the rest of the landfill done. And of course, we all know, we drove by some of these getting here, so. And I can always let Colin talk about the impact. He knows more about that as far as the socioeconomic impact of all this. I'm the tech guy, and this isn't, obviously it's not Somerville landfill, but we added this there to show that this is what will happen eventually when we redevelop with solar on the rest of the landfill. And that's about it for that. And then there's other projects, but we don't need to see those.
Can I put this in there? Want to swap seats or move across or something?
I'll move across.
Okay.
Is that show available on,
It's online.
Yes, it's online, so if you just type in New Jersey brownfields, and you probably get to our website, and it's on the right where it says story map. I
Thank
can
you.
actually have it pulled up if you want, after we're done here, just to show you.
Thank you. I won't take up too much time because you've got a bike race waiting to talk to you as well. But the BDA not only has it made it possible for us to, or the program made it possible for us to remediate something that cost a lot of money. This is the ad for us, proactive, a lot of the requirements of the BDA program required public meeting, public input, and we had this thing in 2006 called the Visioning Project. And the Visioning Project had about 180 residents participating over about 15 months to come up with a vision for the future. That vision was actually put into the redevelopment plan, and what we see today is a result of that visioning, and it shortened our time with the steering committee and with the Brownfields committee too, because we had done so much of that work. So let me see if I can.
And the visioning plan and any redevelopment plans are part of the BDA
Just swing that
application.
mic to you.
They're part of, like, the visioning plan and redevelopment plans are part of the BDA application. The more of those types of documents you had, the better scoring was, because we do score them. And we didn't have any since 2009 until we just added 12 more at the beginning of last year. So we have 40 BDAs now. And another interesting, as far as HSRF is concerned, BDA communities get up to $5 million a year. If you're not a BDA, municipalities can get up to $3 million. So it gets you an extra $2 million a year for remediation, which, again, when you have a big landfill project that costs $15 million, you only need to come in 3 times instead of like 5 or 6, because you have to come in yearly.
All right, you ready?
Sorry.
Oh, come on, machine. Why don't you have a mouse here, Kevin? There we go.
There you go.
These are only short videos, but they actually show the site nearly in its entirety. That brown bit, which we have there, that underneath that is one of the best stormwater management systems that we've seen around. That takes the stormwater from the eastern part of town, runs underneath all of that, and comes out into the green seam in the wetlands up there. And it retards the flow of water, and it's quite amazing. But the 2 brown spots that you're seeing both here.
And does it also bioremediate the water as it comes through that?
No.
Okay.
No, the wetlands do a little bit of that, but that's where the solar will go. Then you over here, the southern Avalon buildings, and this green area up here is the buildings that we're in. And this parking lot is the building that's going to be built. So it's rather fascinating to see it from the sky when it was first started. It's nearly finished.
What kind of wetlands are there?
Wet
they-
ones.
I forgot, you talking about like class 1, 2?
Yeah, always wet, sometimes wet.
They're seasonally very wet in some of the
But they
dry.
tried to call them 1, at least up where the transit properties were, but I think that we might have got them down to 2. Like, I forget the nomenclature for that, because, you know, it was a contaminated site.
Right.
We're like, how do they class 1? You know, like, you
How
know
can
the
it
deal.
both be extremely
So what
sensitive
you're
and
seeing now, I'm going to
contaminated?
talk over the top of them while this thing's rolling. But this is just about complete, but it puts it into context when you looked at the first video I showed where it was just moving dirt around. Now this is the wetlands that it's flying towards now, and hopefully, working with Ron and some of the other people, we'll get some money. We tried going to the county to get money to put boardwalks through that wetlands area and get rid of the invasive species and replant. The county didn't come to the party, unfortunately. So we've got to find alternative sources. The cost of going back to the wetlands, just to show you real quickly. Starting at the trails that are already on the green seam to come up through here and come up and get to the old Dutch parsonage and the Wallace house. It'll be about $1.5 million. So that's something that we're continually looking to find the funding. And then I've got one final one, which is a different perspective entirely. Because it's heading north from where Station Road now is. And it just shows the whole site as it was, I guess it was completed because they're still doing, you know, they started work on this particular area. But it's in the falls, so it's brown. But you can see the green seam there, you can see the trails leading through it. And it's just an interesting perspective of how large the site really is. When we talk about the green seam, we just think of that little bit of creek running through the center of it, but we've remediated a tremendous amount more. So I've really said all I should tonight, unless you've got any questions.
Any questions? So,
No,
So-
well done.
yeah, just first, a thank you. You know, obviously, this is a project that has, it's 20 years in the making. Well, longer than that, because it was, the landfill ceased operation in, the late 70s, I believe, and then it was in litigation for about 10 or 15 years. And then we made the economic decision that it's not, this isn't about litigation, it's about economics. And that's kind of when everything shifted. And we did this huge visioning session, brought the people from town in, and the people from town are the ones who developed what we're sitting in right now. They drove what this area should look like. And then we developed partnerships, and I think that's what's critical. We didn't look at the DEP as an adversary. We looked at them as a partner in trying to figure out how we can do things economically, quickly, in the state's time frame of quickly, and creatively at times. And I think we took some leaps, and DEP took those leaps with us. and looked at, you know, a very unique situation and said, yeah, let's give it a shot. And it worked. We took a piece of fallow property. If anybody had been up on the landfill, Rich, I think you were brought up on the landfill. It was not a good place. Obviously, it was filled with trash. It was just, sometimes it was a dirt bike path, sometimes it was a tent city, absolutely. Other times it was a dumping ground for various items. And we took it and we created something. Not only did we create another neighborhood in Somerville, we cleaned up a very contaminated piece of property in the state. And that's, to me, is success. So we returned a fallow piece of property to a productive, functioning part of Somerville. And that's pretty cool. And I can almost guarantee that about 90% of the folks that live here now have no idea what this looked like 15 years ago. None. And I think this may help to educate them, which I think is good. So, Ron, thank you for 18 years of continued success for Somerville. Please take back to your team Somerville's thanks for being a good partner with us.
I'll do that. Just to add, the BDA and our Office of Brownfield and Community Revitalization is about partnerships. We don't want to look, we never wanted to look at things adversarially, because then nothing gets done. We try new things, we try different things, and having the fund really helps. I mean, that's a huge component of it.
Money makes it work.
Yeah. So, no, this has definitely been my best project that I've worked on. So I like seeing the fruits of our labors here. So
Thank you.
Appreciate.
I'll
thanks.
give you $1 later.
And we appreciate you taking the time out to come out at night. So
Yeah.
thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks.
Yeah, we remember the old steering committee meetings. We did them 4 times a year.
Yes,
and that night, so
I remember.
So I remember. Said it's been a
Yeah.
while because I was almost forgetting exactly not how to get here, but like, wow, it's been a while since I've been here. So definitely
Yeah.
need to get back up here, especially when you close the landfill.
Yep. Thank
The
you.
rest of it.
Thank you.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, and I think that you bring a good point. The next step is the solar, and we're waiting for hopefully final approvals fairly soon. And once that happens, it'll cap the landfill, and we'll have a solar farm up there. So more to come. All right, next up is the Tour of Somerville presentation. I think everybody is familiar with the Tour of Somerville. If you're not, you will be. The tour has seen a renaissance of sorts over the past year or so, and all due to the folks that are here tonight. So we have with us tonight the tour's president, Eric Alvarez, the vice president, Sheldon Hodges, treasurer, Ellen Nardoni, and secretary, Rich Reitman. And they're here to talk to us a little bit, I think, about the past race and what's coming up bigger and better for this year. So you're on, guys.
All right. Well, thank you for the introduction. Thank you for having us. We just wanted to come out and tell you how we did in 2025. It was the 80th anniversary. We celebrated every Memorial Day, obviously, and it was a good success. We had a lot of people out, and let me pull up the numbers for you. So, like I said, it was the 80th running. It's been running since 1940. It's run on Memorial Day, for those who don't know, in honor of the first 2 winners who died abroad. They were in World War II, and ever since it's been held on Memorial Day. So in last year, we had over 10,000 attendees in town. They spent an average time of over 2 hours in town, 138 minutes. 78% lived within 30 miles, so that means, I guess, 22 lived outside of 30 miles. So, and 49% lived within 5 miles of town. We had a number of athletes from around the world. We had 17 different countries represented, or 13 different countries represented, 27 different states. Last year's women's winner was a Cuban national champion and former Olympian. Last year's men's champion was the Criterion national champion for the United States. It was an exciting race all around. We got a lot of interactions on social media. over 11,000, 332,000 impressions, and over 700 followers gained on our social media account. So all that translates into a number of things for the town, obviously, and we think that, you know, by putting a concerted effort into organizing a top tier event every year, I think that's only going to help the town. And this year we have some more plans, so I'll let Sheldon take it over from here.
Thank you very much, Eric. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for allowing us to speak today. I wanted to take a couple of moments to highlight something that we are planning and very excited to roll out this year for the 26 event. We've been talking for a few years about an expanded community zone. For those of you who've been there on race day, in the courthouse lawn there, we've had some bounce houses and things like that. We certainly want to continue to do that, but we also want to enhance that area, a bigger draw not only for the community but for those outside of Somerville, so we can continue to not only celebrate the race but celebrate the town. One item that we're particularly focused on this year is, as you can see on the left side of this map, is a fenced-in community zone. We're very focused on safety, so we're gonna have a fenced-in, smaller sort of adult beverage zone there with some bleachers with prime access to watching Turn 1, which for those of you who have seen the race, Turn 1 is extremely fast, it's exciting. A lot of activity happens there. So we're looking to roll out sort of a beer garden style area there, safe, you know, police officers, EMT, those folks located very close, as well as enhancing a few food trucks there on the bottom near Verve, Kaima area, and some vendor 10 by 10 tents there in the street. We've been working with not only not only our production crew for the race, but also Danny Kessel with the DSA and some other folks. I know there's been some chatter. We're obviously going to roll that opportunity out to those local vendors, those local restaurants that might want to participate, but really have that as a big draw in that area and also enhance more of the kids' activities on the lawn. We're hoping to iterate again once more this year and make it a better and safer event every year to come.
With that, I think if you have any questions for us, we do meet monthly. The second Wednesday of the month. The location changes, but you know where to find us. We have an email address and a website. The tourofsomerville.com is the website with more information. We're looking forward to putting on a great event, and like Sheldon said, we've been working with the DSA pretty closely this year, and we're hoping that will enhance the community zone. We have, I believe Dana has already floated the idea to some of the local vendors that are interested, you know, and we're happy to have, you know, local businesses first. So,
Awesome. Yep, that's great. Obviously, it's an iconic event for Somerville. It's an iconic event for the bicycling community, and you know, Somerville has always embraced it, and that's not going to change. This is just a wonderful, wonderful event for a whole lot of reasons, and I give the four of you credit for kind of creating that renaissance for the race. It's something that has been needed, and last year was the buzz around town was best year ever, and it was to get a crowd to stay there from 10 in the morning until close to 7 at night, 6:30. I think it's about 6:30 the last race ended, and it was phenomenal. The weather helped, but it was you know, the whole event was just fantastic. From morning to evening. Well run, eventful, memorable, and pretty darn cool. So, thank
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Anybody?
thank you very much.
I was there last year, it was tremendous. I just wanted to know what the financial health of the organization is, how we doing?
So
And will the new area be a fundraiser?
So to answer the second question first, yes, we intend to fundraise the area, the community zone, as best we can. And with respect to the financial health, the 2025 race is all paid off, so we have nothing carrying over into 2026. We're fundraising as we speak. Ellen Nardoni is leading the charge on that over there, but she's doing a great job. And we actually have we've been working with a sports marketing agency as well to garner some higher end sponsors. So hopefully we can. I think I can say that the financial health is we're trending in the right direction.
It's our number one priority.
That is.
You're not in the red. That's the right direction.
Yeah.
Getting better every year. That's the goal. A little bit better
I
every
hope
year.
I didn't misspeak, right? Okay, good. All right, well, thank you very much
Thank
for
you all
having
again.
us.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you all for all the work you do. I mean, I grew up going to this race, walking up from my house and watching it all day. I got a press pass when I was in middle school. They let me in and meet the winners circle and take pictures. And we wrote for the middle school newspaper. And, I don't know that I've seen that excitement since then until last year. And so I'm honored to be part of the committee and meeting with all of you, but it's all, you guys are doing the work, and it's really coming a long way, and I can't wait to see what it's gonna be like this year.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Yeah, Glenn is the liaison to the bike race, and he's taken that mantle very seriously, and I think that's great. Is there anything in particular, other than what the borough has done in the past, to help out? And maybe that's not a good thing to ask. Maybe you can answer me privately as to whether
Did I
there's
say we were doing well
Yeah.
financially? No, I think just in addition to the normal road closures, we just are looking to work with the town as hand in glove as possible.
Perfect.
Really make things as smooth as possible for everybody. One of the things that we've been talking about is getting students involved through community art programs or writing prompts or whatever the case may be. So it really is a community event first. It's a free event as well to spectate in. It's as Rich Reitman is often to say, it's a world class
athletes for free.
world class athletes for free.
Yeah.
So it's a truly unique event, and it's a privilege to work on it.
Well, if there is something, I'm sure Glenn will bring it back to us, and we'll see how we can handle that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Appreciate all you do. All right. You want me to give you a second, Kevin? Yeah. So I'll just do a quick little intro. So as we talked about at the beginning of the meeting, the borough is out to bid for a contract for our garbage hauling, our trash hauling. And as part of that, there will be restrictions on what types of garbage cans can be utilized with ultimately whoever is selected as the hauler. The big reason is because trash hauling has become extremely expensive, and obviously they're getting away from having 2 and 3 people on a trash truck hauling cans, lifting cans, and moving them. Currently, the hauler that we have has the articulated arm that picks up the garbage cans, and I think over time he's educated the town very well, or the company's educated the town very well, on the advantages of these different types of garbage cans. And I think a lot of the town has already moved that way, but there are a number of folks that have not. So part of that new contract, we are enacting ordinances, or did we already enact it? We did. Yeah.
Correct, yeah. Back
So-
in, actually, it was 2024 when we enacted it.
So as part of that, the ordinance will be implemented and enforced once that does happen. So, Kevin, you're on.
Great, thank you all. As the mayor said, and it's actually a perfect day because we talked about cleaning up a landfill. So where does all the trash go? So the governing body did change the ordinance in 2024, which goes into effect as we get a new contractor on board. We currently have the bids out for solid waste. Solid waste bids are different than all other bids. They go out well ahead of everything else. And historically, I've been through several different bids here, and usually there's challenges, there's questions that come about. The bids are due back on March 11th. Doesn't mean that the winner will get awarded and immediately start. There's a lot of things that play into that timeline. What one is, in most cases, you do get a challenge when it comes to solid waste. And secondly, if the bidder's familiarity with the municipality plays a role in understanding it as well. Our estimated date for a new contract would be April 1st. And the bids can be anywhere from 3 years to 5 years. So the municipality would have a contractor at the minimum of 3 years. The ordinance that went into place says no more garbage bags. That was done not only just for the fact that haulers use hydraulic arms, but also it's just cleaner. We did have some issues on Main Street this year, and this will be our struggle on Main Street. The second item where it says you don't place ashes in containers, that's actually in the ordinance. We did make that change, but we didn't, fortunately, for the most part, we haven't had that issue. And recycling material, again, is not allowed in the garbage. And then on the bottom line, refrigerators, no automotive bodies or engines. We don't do that at all. There are people that do some work at their homes and they look to dispose of it. There are recyclers in the area that will take that material. So the containers, that's the big issue here. So we're gonna, right now, folks could put out a bag, or they could put it in an inappropriate, not an appropriate container. This would require a sturdy plastic container. 96 gallons is the largest you can go, and I'll wheel some out and we'll show you what that looks like. The ordinance does say no heavier than 70 pounds. That's not potentially protecting the truck. It's probably protecting you. The truck can actually lift more than 70 pounds, but the fact that it goes on the street and there are opportunities where you may have to bring that back for whatever reason, we want to ensure that it's not heavy enough where you can't wheel it. And what happens now is you're allowed 4 bags. In this ordinance, we're changing it to 2 containers. Now, I will tell you the math is much more favorable to this ordinance. So the containers fit more than 4 bags. So you actually get more bags before you have to buy stickers. The reason we're doing this is because of the automated arm. The collection times and the dates should remain the same. That doesn't change in the ordinance. It doesn't change in the bid specifications. And the same thing holds for bulky items. We'll still be selling stickers at Borough Hall. The garbage containers, like I said, are limited to 2 household containers per household. And when I show you the containers, you'll understand how that math kind of works. And then if you needed to buy more, if you had more trash, 1 sticker would be for a 65-gallon container and 2 stickers for a 96-gallon container. So if for some reason, if you had 3 96-gallon containers, you would have to buy 2 additional stickers for that extra container. And obviously, previously, you were allowed 4 bags and then stickers were required. Now you'll have 6 to 8 bags that fit into 2 containers. So you'll see that math works out more beneficial for the property owner. And then, of course, we ask you to recycle and not, because the one thing that containers do is they tend to hide things. So we are asking people to stay with their recycling habits to ensure they recycle. Now, I'd like to wheel those out here so that you can get an idea of what they are. This will work on the, hold on, let me grab my microphone. This particular one will work on the hydraulic arm. This is ideal, actually. It's for a smaller household. It's got the ability for the arms to grasp, and it actually has a grasp bar in the front, which is which is helpful.
But the grass bar isn't required.
Well, I will tell you that it's not in the ordinance. The ordinance just requires a sturdy plastic container. This is ideal because it goes against the curb, it opens up, and the trash comes out, and you wheel it right back up. So this is pretty ideal. The grab bar, I also do collection at my house. It's private. It doesn't actually have a grab bar. It grabs it and flips it. So in consultation with our current hauler, the grab bar, a lot of folks out there currently have containers that don't have the grab bar. But if you wanted something that was certainly sturdy, that adds a little sturdiness to it. And then this is the 64 gallon. So if you needed a little larger can, gets a little more clunkier. So this is an appropriate can as well. And what happens here is this is a 64 gallon. So again, depending on your expectations of collection, the 64 gallon, you would still be able to put 2 64 gallon containers out. That's what you would get. And then if you added a third one, you would have to buy a sticker for that if you were putting that out regularly. I assume, I have seen it, and I know neighbors do get along. Sometimes they share each other's garbage. So just like they do in my neighborhood, sometimes, you peek in your neighbor's garbage can, they're half empty, and you text them and you say, hey, can I drop something else in there? And provided that it's not a car engine, you're in good shape. And then this one is the very large one, and this is the largest one you're allowed to have. This is the 96 gallon. We call this one the Gallagher because for some reason that household has a lot of trash. But if you did have 2 of those, right? So if the size of this is tremendous, you could certainly fit. And I'm not suggesting a small body, but you could certainly fit someone in there. You can easily get, I don't know, maybe 4 or 6 garbage bags in there. If you have the ability to have 2 of these at your household, you would have 2 of them, and you would be doubling the size of the household trash that you could throw out. Again,
So you could have one, then the second one you'd have to get a sticker.
you get 2 of these, and the third one you get a sticker.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but the sticker would be 2 stickers.
Okay.
Opposed to the third one of this one would be 1 sticker.
Got it.
And this is really, this one comes apartments, Main Street, which is going to be our struggle, where this would be more usable on a Main Street application. So hopefully that gives you an idea. And then as the mayor said, and the council members have spoken to me earlier, we are going to start pushing out a little more social media as well as pushing out just information on this. Because again, the current hauler has been very nice to share a lot of information and suggested that more people have these cans than less people. So the transition will, it's not 100% transition, but this is a requirement of the property owner or the occupant to provide that can, depending on their lease. The borough's not supplying it and the hauler's not supplying it. Obviously, we have local places in Somerville, some places outside of Somerville, but these cans came from a local place in the municipality. So they're available. We encourage to get them. Right now, if you buy them, you could use them. Even though they're doing hand pickup, they'll certainly accommodate. So hopefully that gives a quick education on what our expectations are. And then hopefully, everything goes well in April 1st. But that is our timeline. Like I said, there's a lot of variables that could play a role into that as well.
And we're going to have these at Borough Hall in case somebody wants to come and take a look at it.
Yeah, so what we'll have is currently we sell the sticker program at the Borough Hall. So we'll have these in the hallway during that process, and hopefully the folks that pick up, the bulk stickers. Now, what happens with the bulk, there are some bulk items that tend to be small, and the reality, if it fits in the can, it's fine. But bulk items usually are listed on our bulk listing sheet that provides you any bulk items that you could send out. And then obviously, we'll have to continue to encourage recycling. If you don't have a container that has a lid like that, this is fine as well. If it didn't have a lid as long as it was sturdy and of plastic material, you could still use that. You just don't put the lid on it because the lid will end up in the truck, right? So as long as it has a lid that flips, you're fine. If not, if it doesn't have one that flips, then the lid should remain off of it. And it gets backed up to a curb. Now, listen, the municipalities around us, Bridgewater and Hillsborough, they have private garbage. The homeowner pays for that garbage. Folks that live in Hillsborough and Bridgewater would be very familiar with the process. You hire the hauling company. The hauler actually supplies the can in those scenarios, and then that's what you pay for. Raritan, they do have municipal pickup with the municipal employees. So this is kind of a little different than the municipalities around us, but probably consistent with much more of the state.
All right, questions?
What landfill does our garbage go to?
So under the bid specifications, it requires it to go to a transfer station. It goes to Palimas Lane in Bridgewater they call it BRI. I think it's called Bridgewater Resources. The bid spec requires it to go there. What happens with the landfill, even though the bidder is only bidding on labor, the landfill cost we pay. So that's a pass-through, meaning that the hauler will pay them and we'll pay the hauler. With the current hauler, we did have, if you recall, during the flood, BRI was flooded, so it did have to get transported out. When you're transporting it out, it's actually less expensive to go to a different landfill. The problem is you have to add on mileage cost, so the mileage cost will kind of offset. The benefit of BRI is we get all our information, so when we're applying for grants, we know exactly what materials were collected there.
Pennsylvania? Does it go to Pennsylvania?
Where it ends up after BRI?
Yeah.
It ends up wherever BRI has their agreements with.
Gotcha, okay. All right, thank you. All right, at this point, I will ask for a motion to open the meeting to the public.
So moved?
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Council members: Andrew Conti,
Yes.
Glenn Denis,
Yes.
Gina Stravic,
Yes.
Roger Vroom.
Yes.
All right, meeting is open to the public. Please state your name and address for the record, and please address your comments to me. Hearing none, I'll ask for a motion to close.
So moved?
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Council members: Andrew Conti,
Yes.
Glenn Denis,
Yes.
Gina Stravic,
Yes.
Roger Vroom.
Yes.
All right, ordinances for introduction. We have number 2785, which is an ordinance to exceed the 2026 municipal budget appropriation limits and to establish a cap bank. Kevin, can you give us just a very brief overview on what that is?
Yeah, you see this every year. What this does is it allows us, as we're developing the budget process, to utilize the monies that we had banked in the prior years if we need it.
Okay. Public comment on 2785. Hearing none, I'll close public comment and motion for introduction, please.
So moved?
Second.
Discussion. Roll call.
Council members: Andrew Conti,
Yes.
Glenn Denis,
Yes.
Gina Stravic,
Yes.
Roger Vroom.
Yes.
All right, 2786 is amending Chapter 102-95, Article 11, entitled Zoning, creating subsection H entitled Affordable Housing. This is a result of all of the work that was done in 2025 by both the Borough Council and the Planning Board to craft our affordable housing components. Public comment on 2786? Hearing none, we'll close public comment. And motion for introduction, please.
So moved?
Second.
Discussion?
I just want to say I think it's pretty historic and meaningful that this council has taken it up and this administration has taken it up and passed an affordable housing program for our municipality, considering not that anybody didn't do what they were supposed to in previous years, but that we never formalized a requirement and never really committed to doing this. It's great to be a part of having that happen. So just want to take a pat on all of our backs for giving it a little extra push to make sure we were the ones to solve this problem. So
Duly
thank you,
noted,
everybody.
thank you. Further comment? Roll call.
Council members: Andrew Conti,
Yes.
Glenn Denis,
Yes.
Gina Stravic,
Yes.
Roger Vroom.
Yes.
All right, 2787 is amending Chapter 102 entitled Land Use and Development, Article 11, to create the Affordable Housing Overlay 1 zone on Block 127, Lot 4 in the Borough of Somerville, and provide appropriate development regulations therefore. This is in regards to property on Bell Avenue, which has seen the subject of a number of different lawsuits, including the latest lawsuit, which challenges our affordable housing plan. This will address all of those issues. It will establish zoning in that area, which will allow for affordable housing as part of a development, and this creates the zoning ordinance behind that. So public comment on 2787 is now open. Hearing none, I'll close 2787. I'll ask for a motion for introduction.
So moved?
Second.
Discussion. Roll call.
Council members Andrew Conti,
Yes.
Glenn Denny,
Yes.
Gina Stravic,
Yes.
Roger Vroom.
Yes.
All right, ordinances for public hearing and adoption. 2781 is amending Chapter 75 entitled Fees, adding Section 6 entitled Special Service Charge. Kevin?
This has to do with the charges under Oprah. This kind of ratifies the process when we have Oprah requests that require a significant amount of work.
Okay, including video redaction?
This really is the impetus for that the video from the police department and the work that's involved in redacting and so forth. So this kind of ratifies and gives the public a very clear fee schedule as to what that would cost.
Okay. I'll ask for a motion to open the public hearing on 2781.
So moved?
Second?
Discussion. Roll call.
Andrew Conti,
Yes.
Glenn Denny,
Yes.
Gina Stravic,
Yes.
Roger Vroom.
Yes.
All right, public hearing on 2781 is now open. Hearing none, I'll ask for a motion to close.
So moved?
Second.
Discussion. Roll call.
Council members Andrew Conti,
Yes.
Glenn Denny,
Yes.
Gina Stravic,
Yes.
Roger Vroom.
Yes.
All right, motion for adoption.
So moved?
Second?
Discussion. Roll call.
Council members Andrew Conti,
Yes.
Glenn Denny,
Yes.
Gina Stravic,
Yes.
Roger Vroom.
Yes.
All right, 2782 is amending ordinance number 2776-25-1103, establishing a salary range for employee titles to be paid to certain officers and employees of the Borough of Somerville. This just creates the different titles and the pay ranges of those titles, both minimum and maximum for those titles. I will ask for a motion to open the public hearing.
So moved?
Second.
Discussion. Roll call.
Council members Andrew Conti,
Yes.
Glenn Denny,
Yes.
Gina Stravic,
Yes.
Roger Vroom.
Yes.
Public hearing on 2782 is now open. Hearing none, I'll ask for a motion to close.
So moved?
Second.
Discussion. Roll call.
Council members Andrew Conti,
Yes.
Glenn Denny,
Yes.
Gina Stravic,
Yes.
Roger Vroom.
Yes.
All right, motion for adoption, please.
So moved?
Second.
Discussion. Roll call.
Council members Andrew Conti,
Yes.
Glenn Denny,
Yes.
Gina Stravic,
Yes.
Roger Vroom.
Yes.
All right, 2783 is amending Section 80-7 entitled Additional Required Inspection and Fees, subsection C and D, to clarify the Borough of Somerville receives a fee unless waived by the Borough Council and the Fire Marshal, Fire Inspector, or designee is paid in accordance with the collective bargaining agreement or salary ordinance. Kevin, correct me if I'm wrong, this just cleans up an existing ordinance and clarifies that the pay scale of those in the Fire Marshal's office are paid at their prevailing rate under the union contract.
That is correct.
Okay. I'll ask for a motion for public hearing.
So moved?
Second.
Second.
Dis- All right, who was that?
Gina.
Discussion, roll call.
Council members Andrew Conti,
Yes.
Glenn Denny,
Yes.
Gina Stravic,
Yes.
Roger Vroom.
Yes.
All right, public hearing on 2783 is now open. Hearing none, close 2783, motion for adoption.
So moved?
Second.
Discussion, roll call.
Council members Andrew Conti,
Yes.
Glenn Denny,
Yes.
Gina Stravic,
Yes.
Roger Vroom.
Yes.
All right, I got through that one without forgetting whether we, we closed one. We are pulling off, excuse me, 080. That settlement agreement is not fully complete yet. We will be taking that up at our next meeting. Are there any others to be pulled off? All right. 75 is memorializing the zoning board members listed below with terms. 76, authorizing application for funding through the Governor's Council on Substance Use Disorder. and authorizing acceptance of the award. 77, approving the Spartan Spirit 5K on Saturday, May 30th at 8:30 a.m., contingent on Office of Emergency Management and Police Department approvals. 78 is approving the Alfa Romeo Owners Club to utilize parking spaces in front of the historic courthouse on May 29th and August 21st from 5 to 9 p.m. for cruise night display. 79 is accepting a grant up to $40,500 from the Hazardous Discharge Site Remediation Fund Program through the New Jersey Economic Development Authority and the Department of Environmental Protection. 81 is authorizing temporary appropriation for 26 current operating municipal budget. 82 is adopting job description for seasonal lifeguard. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Council members Andrew Conti,
Yes.
Glenn Zanay,
Yes.
Gina Stravic,
Yes.
Roger Vroom.
Yes.
All right, bills and vouchers, Roger.
It is the first quarter, so tonight's a little more than we
Robust.
normally go through. But I make a motion to pay bills and vouchers in the amount of $9,516,418.91.
Second.
All right, discussion. Roll call.
Council members Andrew Conti,
Yes.
Glenn Zanay,
Yes.
Gina Stravic,
Yes.
Roger Vroom.
Yes.
All right, Ms. Stravic, I will entertain a motion for adjournment, please.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
I was going to wait for that.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? This meeting is adjourned.